Go now to DryerBuzz.com and follow at DryerBuzz on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. It's all about the buzz.
Hey guys, this is Yolanda. Sorry I was a little bit quiet there because I was excited that this app that I use, when you play your audio now, you can see a bar that tells you there's a cue. So for those of you that use a couple of production tools to do your podcast, which you will learn in the upcoming 27 Answers How to Rock a Podcast. Stay tuned. I'll give you that information. But we're going to get ready to get started. If you'll notice, wherever you just hit the play button, you saw we added a title because I know what interrupted my sleep last night. I know how determined I'm getting out of the bed today. Because one of the things before I go live, I was like, listen, what's supposed to come through me? And then I give you my first thoughts of the morning, one eye open, frog in my throat. This is a daily podcast. If I am blessed with a breath of life, I'm going to podcast. I love podcasting. It's something that we have done throughout the entire 17 years of blogging as DryerBuzz.com. We actually came to DryerBuzz.com from podcasting. One of the first, I had a chance to participate in some of the very first and early on podcasts, one produced out of New York. And so this was back this was back way before, right around 9/11. In fact, I'm mindful of that because September is coming, 9/11 is coming, and the actual show that I joined was supposed to go live on 9/11 from New York. So you can just imagine how that went, and I was here watching things from Atlanta, and therefore we ended up providing support for those who could not be in communication on that day. Being the communication specialists that we were, it's like, listen, the phones are down and all these different things are going on, but here's how to communicate, because we had already done these things online during that time, and it was places that people had to turn to. We were one of the few things that really had a connection all around the world, and we were where people turned because we had been in the process of building and promoting that this thing was going to happen, and we just had eyes and ears all over the world. So naturally, we were able to connect with those in New York and find out what was truly going on and be able to provide that. And so I'm just mindful of that as I start today and looking at how we have taken this stuff, and I know a lot of us use it for entertainment value and, just to kind of wash out a lot of the stuff that's going on in the world. But you guys have got to understand that there are those who do this. There are those who do this, and this is what we're going to talk about. There are those who do this and use these tools and connections with people that have great integrity. And you might not often hear their names or see what they're doing, but know that you're here and what you're doing today and the things you're going to do on your phone and on your devices and on all these other screens that you have. Do know that there are people who came to this with the idea of connecting not only the diaspora as it relates to me, but their own cultures, their own communities, their own families. That's what I remember my first audience was in Australia and the UK, and also over in before Desert Storm. I forget what it was called before then. Somebody will tell me, but I will always and forever remember the 450th Bomb Squad, because that was a squad that checked in each and every day. We went live here in the morning, early AM. It was like a morning show we did. And the 450 Bomb Squad were actually getting ready to go to bed, if they could go to bed. And they would dial in. And by dial in, I mean like using the voice over IP and so forth online. They would come on online, and you could literally hear what was going on in their world. So, and then, as we always do, you start dealing with too much reality, and you start looking for things to wash that out and to glass over a little bit. So we ended up going into the entertainment arenas, and a lot of people still to this day come up to me and say, man, I remember you guys used to do such great justice stuff. When they see the fluff that's going on, especially myself hanging out in the kitchen. But they had to understand, listen, I put my time in. And I needed to go into the kitchen because that's all I could process at that time. I could no longer, process these harsh realities, some of these harsh realities as it relates to blogging. That's how I got to the point where I couldn't get out of bed. It's called burnout. It's called anxiety. It's called depression. But then I learned how to do something very important. I learned how to live in the moment, live in the day, and that's what how to get out of bed is. When you get out of bed today, I want you to just concentrate on the day. Now I know today might be the day that your procrastination has come to an end. You got no more time to burn, you got no more money to burn, because it's really what it's about, time and money, right? And you got to make those decisions what you're going to do. And the reason you don't want to make those decisions, we already know because we've all been there. You worried about what somebody else thinks. Listen, what do you need today? What do you have to do today? Because that's really all that matters. And in that, all I need you to do is save yourself. Because you know what? If you save yourself, you literally will save somebody else, right? If you let yourself go, let yourself perish, you're going to let a whole bunch of other people go. You're going to put a whole bunch of other people in that trauma with you. Make the decisions you need to make. And don't worry about what somebody else. If I went through life worrying about what somebody, let me tell you, I don't know how much approval I've ever had for some of the things that I've done and said. But I know here today, a lot of people know my name, okay, because of the things that I've done and said. And not that I want them to know it. I'm still to this day trying to find places I can go where don't nobody know me. I can just go sit and chill. Can you imagine just being, I want to walk in the room like nobody, I don't hear any whisper. That's DryerBuzz. She's probably live. Because I love those moments, which is why I spend a lot of time alone. If you notice, like I said, I started out with a title on this thing, and I said it only looks like they're winning because I want to talk about that word I mentioned a minute ago. One thing we do here, we call this a journal moment. And I have a journal and a pen and a piece of paper right here, and I create kind of a word cloud to go with this podcast. Some people take copious notes as far as the comments, because where I am broadcasting, I can't see the comments right now in real time because I left the other devices in the other room. So I'm going to ask you to tweet me at DryerBuzz. Let me know you listen, you caught the replay, you heard it, you agree, you disagree. We can talk about that all day. We're going to talk about something right here in the moment, and in the moment I mean within the next, we're 7 minutes in, we're going to go maybe a good 30 to 45 minutes. And a one-way conversation, it's a good 30 minutes. Two-way conversation, if I get a device in my hand and we start talking. But thank you all. The dog is back, so I guess he's been for his walk, and he's going to come in and try to lay down. You may hear him. This is a full-on active household. Let me say that. Also, I record in a full-on active household as well. So let me say about integrity, something that utterly disturbed me and maybe even caused, I don't know that it caused me a little bit of sleep, because I think I slept pretty well, although I did fall asleep on the couch instead of in the bed. But I want to talk about integrity because I had to process something yesterday that I'm sure somebody has had to process about me. It only looks like they're winning. It only looks like we're winning. And I'm gonna take out that they don't put, it only looks like we're winning. And I say that to say that, I was faced with some decisions okay, you either cut some ties or what, because let me tell you, when you require integrity to be in the midst of what it is you want to do and accomplish, when you require integrity, you might have to step away, walk away and say, oh, I can't do this. And there are those that at times, depending on where they are, they may have to say, in spite of integrity being missing. And that's a lot of us. How many people just drove to work, right? How many people you just took a position and somebody else was not treated well in that position? One of the things that I've said, okay, I'm going to write this word down before I even tell y'all what it is, because this is what I look at and gauge in order to make some of the decisions I have to make, because I don't want to have to make those choices. And I try to minimize the time I have to be around people that are just simply about their survival, that they have to do something because it is incumbent upon their survival. We are here and existing so much in our world today and doing things that we have to do because it is tied to our survival. You can't, a lot of people come to me and say, man, I want to like your post. I want to come to this. I want to do that, but I can't because, and I don't know why they tell me this. That's the thing called guilt. Write that down. Okay, I'm doing the double space word cloud over here because I know I got to go back in and fill this in. It's called guilt. What people don't realize, and I'm here to tell you that Guilt, the way our minds, our bodies, our souls, our spirit processes guilt, it is an obvious thing. You can see when a person is guilty. Most of the judgments that we make, somebody can be full on talking to you and like they're lying and you like, I can't buy into this, right? But then there are those say, I know they're lying to me, but I gotta have this because I gotta survive. I can't tell you how many people will come to you and say, well, I had to do it because, listen, if you make the decision and pray that you can get to a point where you can make the decision. Sorry, sipping. Pray that you get to a point. You're going to pray anything. Pray that you get to a point where you can, beyond trying to survive, beyond having to deal with people who have no integrity, that what it is that you're trying to accomplish, that you don't have to go that route. Nobody wants to walk through hell and fire, right? Who says, no, a lot of people, majority of people will say, I'll deal with this much disappointment. I'll walk the hot coals, which, like, what the hell? You want to walk hot coals to build up a resistance to that kind of life? I don't want to crush no damn hot coals. I don't want to build up. I don't want to, write that down. That sounds good there. I don't want to build up the resistance. And when we get to a point, adulting, right? We are out here, a lot of people, not all everybody, a lot of people are out here trying to figure out how to build up the resistance to this because they feel like they have to function in a world where people don't have integrity, where it's all about survival and everybody's out for themselves. I want to tell you, yes, save yourself, but that doesn't necessarily mean being out for yourself. And there's another one. Remember we've been talking about this whole bullying thing. One thing about social media, I learned it very early on, especially as one of the people who create help you formulate your behaviors and your habits on social media, is I try to direct people around the bullying. One thing I cannot do is watch adults allow themselves to be bullied or to succumb to bullying. And I know you're like, wait, when you're a blogger, I state the obvious on a lot of stuff. I don't bully people, and I hope that they don't feel bullied. I'm just stating the obvious, having conversations about it, and trying to help other people avoid it and help others move away from it. That's what I do. That's how to get out of bed. I'm like, because I know that if you are out there dealing in a world with very less integrity, with a whole bunch of people that's just about their survival, that have a lot of guilt, out there trying to build up resistance to God knows what, and being bullied, there's going to come a time when you can't get out of bed. There is going to come a time when you can't get out of bed. Then you'll be over there binging on every episode that for book one, those 90 episodes of book one. You'll be all up in book two. You'll be like, man, is she live yet? Is she live yet? I need it. Because you're having to do that. And I'm not saying today is the day for you to make the decision, but I want you to look around. I want you to look around. I remember a person I was in the process, of course, being known, in the process of establishing a relationship. When a person came to me and they were watching, and they said, I guess they had a communal, like, do we tell her, what this relationship might end up, and they end up having to tell me. And I said, well, I understand, because I'm that person. I know when people say, well, that has not been my experience, but I'm like, wait a minute, you had a traumatic experience with this person? Okay, I can't pull out of this right now because I got too many people. It's got to happen, but I know to be cautious. Thank you for telling me. And then I started to wean myself. Got to wean myself. But then there was a moment I'm like, wait a minute, am I surviving? And I'm like, oh my God, would I have to go beyond integrity? I'm like, okay, no, I got to wean this. Because I got to wean it. You have to, because I looked at like, which one of these relationships do I want for life? Even if neither of them are for life, I need to know that my integrity stands. If they ever somewhere talking about me, then I want them to say, that girl got too much integrity. If somebody asks them about working with me, I want them to say, well, you're gonna have to come correct with her, because she's gonna point all that out, right? You can't go to her with that. If you're gonna go to her, you gotta have. That's what I want said about me. But because I want that said, because I love running into somebody I met 17 years ago when I started DryerBuzz, and they talk about, man, I don't want them saying, man, DryerBuzz used to do this, and man, y'all used to, and then what? No. I love integrity. I love reputation, because I know that when I walk in a room, I never have to introduce myself. I'm going there based on my reputation or based on referral. If you meet me tomorrow, you will probably have some part of my history, and I want it to be good. I ain't never had nobody roll up on me with any kind of angst or anger. It just has to happen. I wrote a book on haters. I know about haters. The one thing about haters, they are highly attracted to errors. Hate. I break that shit down. I'm sorry, I break that stuff down Gary Busey style. Hate. They are highly attracted to error. So when I get out of bed, if I can get out of bed, when I get out of bed, how I get out of bed, I'm like, okay, please order my steps so that I don't make any errors. Because do you know how much work it takes to come back from an error? That's why I said it only looks like they're winning. Because you might see the winning shot, you might see them shoot their shot. But what you don't know, if and when there is an error, how much work that takes. I have a friend out there that does PR. She only does crisis PR. She is forever and always busy. Because she is out there fixing this gas. This person done made a gaffe. They call the crisis PR, right? And she works with a lot of ministries, believe it or not. A lot of bishops and pastors and all this kind of stuff. Because they get caught up. She has a full-on crisis PR. They have to call her because they done wore the wrong thing. They done walk the wrong walk. They done talk the wrong walk. And I'm like, she is forever busy. And she's like, come on over here, girl. Let me train you. And invited me into this space. In fact, she invited me into all this space. She was one of my mentors, and probably don't want me to drop her name on here, but then I won't. So therefore, but full of integrity. That's because when I came into when I stepped up and said, I have an online magazine and I'd like to cover this, that, and the other. And she was one of the first to say, yes, get on this carpet, go down, and then introduced me to somebody that taught me everything about how to master that red carpet. Get those interviews, get your shot, make sure you get your shot. Don't let them step away from you and you and get your shot. Only shoot at the eyes, the money shot, all of that. I don't want no picture. Don't take pictures of somebody else's picture, get your shot, right? So I learned very early on because I only wanted to learn from those or work with those that had integrity, and it wasn't just about their own survival. They didn't, leave the event and having just that stuff, and then their reputation was it. Because let me tell you something, reputation, you can't go back and fix that. When you leave these many people feeling a certain kind of way, and then, because what happens is, when you work with someone and then in their absence, you will forever have to ask that question about their absence. Somebody somewhere asking them about their absence, and that's what they're going to speak on, your integrity. And then, like I talked about, when you make those errors and you don't spend the time to fix them, and I know how it takes time to fix errors. I think I can count on one hand. I mean, I am a blogger. I have been out here for a while, and I can count on a couple of fingers of things that started to go wrong. Because I'm like, let me nip this in the butt. Let me fix this error. Because the minute you fix it, it's done. The minute you own up to it, it's done. What else you gonna say about it that I haven't said? Okay? I know it might come up in your memories or this, that, and the other, but then guess what else is coming up? Oh, you're like, what? She fixed? Wait, she fixed it? Yeah, you fixed that. You fix it, y'all. And I'm telling you, because we live in a society where people are all caught up in their survival. Right now, there is a project going on, 1619 project. I got to tie this to that. And what we think we know about what happened and what's now coming through about what's happened because of all we did not want to say, all we did not want to learn, all that was forbidden for us to know. And now it's like, and I was telling you guys the other day how there are these FBI reports, and so things just continue to get released about this. Listen, you can only suppress. Let me write that down. You can only suppress. Let me check the time. At 19, I'm right at about 20 into this. You can only suppress the truth for so long. That's why I have a motto of THT: truth, honesty, transparency. And you know what? And let me just tell you, a lot of people think transparency is a lot of work. No, it means don't do the work. Don't do the work of the cover up. Don't do the work of building the wall. That's the part. Transparency is easy. It's like just be out there. Just let it be, just let it hang out. Not even let it, just the work comes in trying to disguise things. I don't even want to write that down. That's where the work comes in. The work comes in having to go back and fix things and apologize and to process all of that. When you are living in truth, honesty, and transparency, there is nothing that, well, yeah, I did process some things that happened yesterday, but there's nothing else I need to, look, wash your hands of it. Sound like I need some lotion. Where's my Zakia lotion? All right, I got to go shower and moisturize. But I'm just saying, there's nothing else it doesn't take the work. Integrity doesn't take the work. Let me see if I can put I can't even put a couple of opposites on here, because what I want, if you are in the bed or if you're walking in your steps of order today, because you made some decisions based on your survival and what you thought you were going to get. Now you've got some guilt. You're out there trying to build up resistance because you think that's how your industry works, right? That you have to succumb to the bullying, that you got to suppress truth, honesty, and transparency in order for something to work. What are you trying to gain? Tell me, because I need to know. Because if you're trying to gain something and you feel like that's the route you need to go, let me show you the easier route. Let me show you the easiest route, because what really and truly speaks for you is your work. Your work speaks for you. Now it attracts all that other stuff too. Good hardworking people attract a lot. Good reputation people attract a lot, because people are oftentimes speaking about you. And when they speak about you, when you're good and full of integrity, when people are speaking about you, like when I go places and people are introducing me and based on how they've interpreted the work that I've done, and I'm like, whoa, okay, I need to write that down. That sounds good, because that wasn't why I did it. I did it because it was the right thing to do. It was just me being truthful. It was just me being honest. It's just me being transparent. There ain't but so many people that's gonna come on here and give you a daily podcast, because the only way to do a daily podcast, you got this. I'm not even reading from a script. I had a word. The word was integrity. And from integrity, I said, it only looks like they're winning, right? And I push that button and I start having a conversation. I don't have to think on every word. Okay, should I say this? You don't hear me going, there's really even no dead air, because what I allow to flow out of me each and every time I do open my mouth or go to my keyboard or grab a pen and paper is the truth. And I live in such a way and in limited circles. There ain't a whole lot of people up in the circle doing things that don't have integrity. There ain't a whole bunch of people up in the circle all about their own survival. There ain't a whole bunch of people up in the circle that's got a bunch of guilt. We don't, in this circle, this team, remember what I said, we did an episode about team, how to build your team, where you can look at your team and say, people wonder if there's an I in team, it's in front of team. Team, trust. Help me spell it out, y'all. E, everyone. A, around. M, me. I have to trust everyone around me, because my survival means you don't take nothing from me, right? Because all I want is what's mine, and I'm willing to share that with others. And if you want to take too much of it, then somebody else is going to be depleted. I cannot have depletion going on. We work on overflow. We work on ends meeting, ends overlapping. We work on an overflow thing up in here. Y'all, that is such a way we ride on this team. I'm just saying. And it doesn't just look like we're winning. It doesn't just look like we're winning, because you get to see the work, and you get to see where they don't work. You're like, they don't work. People want to know, how hard. You don't work that hard. I don't have to. I listened to my friend Dr. Henry M. Carter, if y'all want to know, his ride along yesterday. He does a ride along. Because remember I said you can't do this stuff on a daily unless you letting truth come. Because, in order to, some people have to go and sit and they got a script. They got to mix. Ooh, can't say this, can't say that. We don't have to do that. We just get out here. We just talk. We talk about real life, what it is to be real life, and don't nobody come with more truth than that brother. But anyway, and one of the things he talked about, he's like, things are just provided when you are doing things that are your calling. You just provide it for, just absolutely provided for y'all. When I downsized and I was like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna do the kitchen stuff. I did that kitchen. I did go back and look at it. It's 1 year, a year and a half now, maybe. Yeah, right at about a year. Look at the first kitchen. And I was like, you know what? I think I want to do. I want to do the kitchen stuff, right? Next thing you know, it's like, oh, we're going to remodel the kitchen. Okay. Brand new appliances. All that stuff. I had nothing on the counter. It was like just me, the camera, a bowl. I barely had a spoon, right? I'm telling you. And then next thing you know, things just start coming and coming and coming. I was like, okay. People call, hey, listen, I think you think, what if I sent you this, what would you do? Could you? That's been DryerBuzz like 17 years, y'all. If I flew you to New York, could you watch this panel for me? Yeah. I'm like, okay. And in the meantime, we'll send you to lunch and then go catch one of your Broadway shows. I mean, those are the kind of things. Those are the kind of things that happen along with integrity. Oh, been saving all my life trying to bounce around the world. Okay. It's like, no, just go, tweet just a couple pieces, just a couple tweets. Yes. I'm telling you, integrity. And I have to say this because apparently not everybody knows how things work. Integrity. Your survival when you operate with just integrity, just say it out there, just put it out into the universe. You want to hear let me tell you, the loudest noise you will ever hear, not hear, think you heard. The loudest noise that you will ever hear, but don't hear, but think you heard, is when you say something out into the universe and it comes to a complete halt and places you on the trajectory to where you want to go. I mean, the loudest screeching sound that you will ever hear, but not hear, think you heard, is when you say or give in to what is your God-given thoughts. Because it's been whispered to you time and time again, over and over again, all through life. This is what you ought to do. And you know within your heart and every cell in your body, man, that's what I want to do. But then you're like, I don't know if I can survive in that, right? You don't know if it's going to pay the bills and if this is going to happen. All that other worry and stuff, all that other resistance you've been trying to build up. But listen, the minute you say it out there, the loudest screeching sound that you will ever hear, not hear, but think you heard, is when all your guardian angels who've been sitting around all this time trying to figure out what direction is you trying to go, when the universe stopped for just a second and right size and order, that order and all that chaos is moved out the way. I felt what I felt yesterday because I needed to feel it. Because I was like, all the times I've been questioning, I'm like, got a little question about this, got a little question about that. What is this? Okay, you can't figure it out. Let us put it out there boldly for you. Oh, wait, that's what that is. Okay, that's the universe stopping. Now where you want to go. Now you ready to get back on track? You ready to go where we need you to go? You ready to do what it is we need you to do? Right? You ain't got to. Why are you trying to build up? You're going to get calluses dealing with these folks. I'm telling you, stop it. You're going to succumb to the bullying dealing with some of these folks. You're going to end up having to suppress your truth, your honesty, your transparency. There is nothing to gain. Your work speaks for you. That's what I wrote down in my word cloud. All that I just said. Integrity, survival, guilt, build resistance, bullying, suppress, truth, honesty, transparency, gain, work speaks. I'm going to stop right there. And we're right at about 29. I'm going to take y'all on it into the 30 because I got to go do some other things to get this day started because I want to be in my truth. I want to live in my truth. I'm telling you, it only looks like they're winning. It only looks like they're winning. If what you feel don't feel good, stop trying to win with them. If what you feel don't taste good, stop eating with them. If what you feel, y'all, don't feel good, and you think you gotta feel that way even just a little bit to survive, That's not how this works. It is not how this works. You ain't got to go offline. I need to log off something. This is just too much. No, no. You only have to log off when you have absorbed too much of the wrong thing. And I've had that moment because everybody asks me, should we log off now? I'm like, no, you just look, unfollow some folks, delete folks, go look at another timeline. I've had that moment where I had to like put my phone down. But you know what I did? When I put my phone down, I looked at myself in the mirror like, girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? No, get that off your screens. Get that off your screen. Go away. You put your phone down, the phone you pay for, the permissions you've given to let these people. You better go fix that. That's what I heard. That's what I hear when I get the feeling like that. Same thing with recent. So anyway, if we hit 30, we hit 30. I don't and look. Only reason I was trying to let me get to 30 because if I give you less than that, I might feel a certain way. I might feel that less than 30 is a little bit challenging on my integrity. It might hurt my reputation if I can't talk for 30 minutes. But I don't want to have to reiterate it, and I certainly don't want to have to bring up anything else for you to think about that may cause you not to get out of bed. And I don't want you to have to overprocess. I want you to know it is just that easy. It is literally just that easy that within 30 minutes, if you was to sit down and talk to yourself and look at what you got going on, you can get out of that bed. You can change. You can now walk. You can hold your head up high. If you are walking around, you're not holding your head up high. Take a moment. Take a moment. Go listen to a couple of episodes. Go record your own episodes. Even if you just talk to yourself, say it out loud. Say it profoundly so that your guardian angels can hear and understand because they work harder than we do, trying to make sure that we have the things that we like want in life. Oprah's book, latest book, what is it? The Path Revealed, picks up on the whole alchemy thing that's going on where if you want it, and it picks up on something Iyanla did. I first got it out of an Iyanla book long time ago that says when we express it outwardly, we then have the universe at our disposal. Oprah said when you the entire universe conspires to give it to you. That's what's going on out here, y'all. All this stuff that we're running into and bumping into, that's the universe trying to give it. And then guess what? The universe probably brought somebody of integrity to you, but because you're so into looking at who you think is winning, and now you done messed up that relationship. Now what? Yeah, that's hard to get back. That's hard. That's hard to get back. But it's okay. Because all you got to do, as long as you can sit with you, that's what I said. I don't want to have to rehash and reiterate this. I hope you can sit with you because I can't. How about that? All right, integrity, survival, guilt, build resistance. Stop trying to build resistance to something that's not right. That's only that what that is. That's you succumbing to bullying. That's you suppressing your truth, your honesty, your transparent. There is nothing to gain, and I hope that each and every day that you choose work that will speak for you. I hope in podcasting, I hope that in blogging, I hope that in all the books that I've written, I hope that the work that I've done, I hope that the invitations that I have extended to you, the support that I have extended to you speaks positively for who I am and who it is I desire to be. All right, there are a couple of other things you're going to hear on here. And then, so if those of you that need to go, you're not going to miss anything. But if you want to stay, let me tell you how I get this done. There are a couple of ways that I get this done. And one is I have my new course that's coming out. It's going to be the book, but I'm going to put some other things to it and record it. It's called 27 Answers, y'all. Y'all remember 27 Answers, right? My work speaks for me. Just go do hashtag 27 Answers. You're going to be like, it's like when you one of those, it's going to be like one of those screeching, like, oh, wait, she put all these answers out here. Yes, but the new one is called 27 Answers. Let me tell you let me see if I can show you. I got a couple things on here. I have to move all that out of the way, y'all. I have to move all that out of the way. I thought I had it. I do actually have it. Hold on. We're going to go to a blank screen. There we go. 27 Answers to Fix Your Social Media is what it is. Hashtag 27 Answers. So what I'm coming with next, and I'm going to do a pre-order here just a second as soon as we finish this video recording that goes along with it. But it's called 27 Answers to Rock a Podcast. It's going to be part of our social media clinics, and we launched all that stuff this year. So right now I'm working on trying to bring it back to the fold of the brand that is DryerBuzz for 27 Answers to Rock a Podcast. Probably on the next podcast, I will have a pre-sale kickoff for you and then we will take you into the course that's going to launch on the, what is this, 27th of September. Ooh, 9-2. Yes! There we go right there. All right, we're releasing it September 27th, 927. Hello. All right, 927. That's the date. So we're going to kick off pre-sale going up to 927 when the course will be fully launchable. We'll do all the things that go along with that. But 27 answers to Rocket Podcast. We're going to talk about everything you need to know. I already wrote the 27 answers. Here are the 27 things you need to know about launching a podcast, but then I want to do some other parts with that. And I want to shout out to Sabrina Lowry, who called me. See what I said? Integrity. Call me up. Can we go? No, call me up. Ask me to participate. Come and participate in a workshop that she had. Then she says, let's go to lunch. Let's talk. Let's talk about 2020, right? And she and I got together, and she enjoyed Pearson Stokes have been working on this thing, and so this is the second year I participated with them. And I said, well, listen, the third year, let me come on into the fold. I want to work with you guys. And they were like, we want to work with you. And so we got something in the works for that. They love teaching live streaming. I love live streaming, and I've done everything with it. So also, one way to rock a podcast is you got to convince somebody to support your podcast. We were able to support and convince a couple of people that want to rock with integrity. And of course, that was Natural Soap by Zakia. Natural Soap by Zakia, you probably already over there now at naturalsoapbyzakia.com. Don't forget in your checkout process, just use your discount code DryerBuzz. Talk about integrity. Of course, Dealey Inspires. There's an event this week. The authors are already out. I told you they were headed out on a city tour. What was it? 3-city tour or 3 to 10 city tour, depending on what you book with them. Go to DealeyInspires.com if you are in the realm of publishing. Everybody should be in the realm of publishing, no matter what your industry is, because that is how you become an industry leader, by speaking on the experience that you have in the industry. And if you can't decide, because I know a lot of us, like, I don't like sitting down writing, I don't like podcasting and all this kind of stuff. It's all publishing. It's all publishing, right? So definitely go to Dealey Inspires to learn how to do that. And then we also always talk about the family business. Go to eyelashher.com, another part of the family business. We are working with DryerBuzz.com. We are, for 2020, y'all, putting a lot of focus on the family business. Those of us that consider ourselves entrepreneurial, but you don't necessarily, something not right about just being an entrepreneur, again, because we're not out here just for survival. Some of us have passions, some of us have ministries, some of us have all these other different things in why in which we do what we do. And guess what? If you're out there, you're one of those people telling my family and friends don't support my business, because you're doing it wrong. Your business is supposed to support your family and your friends, all right? You're supposed to be helping your friends make a little money, okay? You're supposed to be taking care of your family, so that when you get to situations like we got in, and I needed to chill for 5 years, we were able to put part of the family business, we were able to automate that, so that we could take our time and put our priorities in a couple other places. And as you know, that was taking care of my mother. So I'm, again, in 2020, I want to tell you how I just spent 5 years, had a little worry, got a little graze, but yet we survived with integrity. There's nobody that's going to come to you and say, when DryerBuzz was having a hard time, she did this. No. They over there like, wait, you had a hard time? Wait, you took time off? Yeah, I took time off. 5 freaking years. I wanted a year, and I just took 5. And here comes my wrap up. So we definitely got it. We definitely got to go. Even the dog is like, okay, it's time to go. But all of that is coming up on September 27, 9/27. We'll be dropping 27 answers to rock a podcast, and not even just a podcast, but you'll get a chance to see how we're bringing all of this back into the fold. That one destination you're going to be able to go in, where you find the books and all the different things, if this is something that you want to learn to do. All right, y'all, it's and my phone is ringing while I'm live. So listen, guys, have a great day. I will catch you guys on the other side. If good Lord willing, the creek don't rise, I wake up with the breath of life. You're going to get a podcast, but you know I got another favor, right? Here you go.
Go now to DryerBuzz.com and follow at DryerBuzz on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. It's all about the buzz.